We live our lives in a state of comfortable distraction. We wake up, we drink our coffee, we check our phones, and we plan for next year, next month, and next week. We treat life as if it is a permanent possession, forgetting that every breath is a loan from the Creator. For a man like David, a modern professional, eternity was a distant thought, something for old age or for the religious.
Where's my laptop bag? I've got that big presentation today. If this deal goes through, we're finally booking that trip to Europe. I've worked too hard for this to fail now.
David was a good man by the world's standards. He provided for his family. He was kind to his colleagues, and he followed the law. But the Bible warns us in the book of James that our life is but a vapor, a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. We build our houses on sand, thinking it is rock.
Okay, 9 a.m. meeting, lunch with the director, then gym. I've got a full day ahead.
He didn't know that his full day was about to be cut short. In the middle of a mundane task, the heart, that mechanical engine of the body, simply ceased its work. There was no lightning bolt from the sky, no dramatic warning, just the natural silence of a body reaching its limit. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes that when the silver cord is loosed, the dust returns to the earth and the spirit returns to the God who gave it. As David's physical body lay on the pavement, something extraordinary began to happen. The real David, the soul, began to separate from the shell.
What just happened? Why am I on the ground? Why is everyone running toward me? Sarah, I'm right here! Why are they pushing on my chest? Stop it! You're hurting me!
He reaches out to touch the paramedic's arm, but his hand passes through like a shadow. This is the moment of terrifying realization. He is witnessing his own death from the outside. The natural world is still there, but he is no longer a part of it. He is now standing on the invisible boundary of eternity.
No, this isn't right. So much to do. I haven't even said goodbye. Is this it? Is this how it ends?
Suddenly, a presence is felt. Not a ghost, but a being of immense weight and light. A messenger sent to escort him. There is no negotiation. The gravity of the spiritual realm begins to pull him upward. He is leaving the atmosphere, leaving the noise of the city, and heading toward the great appointment. As David is carried beyond the stars, the physical universe disappears. He enters a realm of absolute light. Hebrews 9:27 says, "It is appointed for man to die once, and after that comes judgment."
David, you have arrived. The books are now open.
Lord, I didn't know it would be like this. I tried to be a good person. I really did. I didn't do anything terrible.
In the light of God's holiness, David's goodness begins to look different. He sees his life not as a series of successes, but as a series of choices. The Bible says that every idle word will be judged. David sees the times he ignored the poor, the times he spoke lies to get ahead, and the times he lived as if God did not exist.
I gave you 40 years of sunshine. I gave you a family to love. I gave you my word in a book you never opened. I knocked on the door of your heart through your conscience, but you turned up the volume of the world so you wouldn't have to hear me.
I was busy. The world is so competitive. I thought they'll have more time to think about these things. I thought little my time for you.
But later is a lie told by the enemy of souls. David realizes that his modern life was a distraction. He spent his days chasing shadows while the reality of his soul was starving. Now comes the moment every soul must face, the opening of the Lamb's Book of Life. This is the final audit.
Is this name written in the book of life? Did this man accept the sacrifice I made for him?
Or did he choose to stand on his own merit?
There is a heavy silence. David looks for his name, but his life was defined by self-reliance. He had rejected the only bridge between a holy God and a sinful man. He had chosen to be his own king, and now the true king was honoring that choice.
Please, give on one more chance. Let me go back then to everyone's all real. I'll change anything.
But the Bible says that once the door is shut, it cannot be opened. The natural world was the place for choosing. Eternity is the place for the consequence of that choice.
You lived your life as if I did not exist. Depart from me, for I never knew you.
David is led away into the outer darkness, a place of eternal regret, a place where the soul finally realizes what it has lost. You who are reading these words, you are still breathing. You are still on the side of the living. David's story is a warning, but your story is still being written. The Bible says, "Today is the day of salvation." Do not wait for the heart to stop to find the truth. When the books are opened for you, what will they say? Will you stand in your own strength, or will you be found in the grace of the Lamb? The choice is yours. While you still have breath.
Judgment. The harvest is great, but the workers are few. Are you living a life where you are following the pleasures of this world, earthly pleasures? Or have you followed the great Creator's words, words from the Bible, the book that has truth in its pages, following heavenly path? Jesus' sacrifice was once for all, not like the oft-repeated sacrifices the priests brought, and his sacrifice was effective as an acceptable sacrifice to the Father. By his own sacrifice, he put away sin, thus resolving the problem of death that results from sin. It is appointed unto men once to die, and after that to be judged. Because of Jesus' perfect sacrifice, we no longer need to fear death, because we will be raised in new life. We no longer need to fear judgment, because it is by grace through faith that we are delivered from sin. We will not be condemned for sin, because we are forgiven and made righteous in Jesus. When he comes again, it will not be for judging the sin of those who have been redeemed. Hebrews 9:26 and 27. Otherwise, Christ would have had to suffer many times since the creation of the world, but he has appeared once for all at the culmination of the ages to do away with sin by the sacrifice of himself, just as people are destined to die once and after that to face judgment. 1 Corinthians 15:20-21 NIV. But Christ has indeed been raised from the dead, the first fruits of those who have fallen asleep. For since death came through a man, the resurrection of the dead comes also through a man. Ephesians 2:8 NIV. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. Hebrews 9:28. So Christ was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many, and he will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him.